Hey guys, it's Miss Porkins coming to you from your computer. This is my first time ever doing this, so please be nice. Today we're going to be talking about Europe's environmental issues. Our standard is as follows that the student will be able to discuss environmental issues in Europe. So our goal is for you to be able to explain the major concerns regarding acid rain in Germany, air pollution in the UK, and the nuclear disaster in Chernobyl. Alright, so first we're going to be looking at acid rain in Germany. As you take notes, please remember, don't write verbatim what the slide says. Choose what you think is the most important information and write that down. You may use a graphic organizer if you choose to, or you can do it on a separate sheet of paper, or you can do the Cornell note style that I taught you at the beginning of the school year. These are your notes, so whatever works best for you. Over the past 30 years, acid rain has been damaging Germany. It contaminates our soil, the trees, it even eats holes in the surface of buildings and statues, and it pollutes rivers and harms our wildlife. I don't know if you've ever seen the MARTA building off of 85 in College Park, but the MARTA building actually has damage from acid rain. This is a picture of how acid rain can damage the forest. This is probably the Black Forest in Germany that you read about on your pretest. What is acid rain exactly? So acid rain is a result of air pollution. When any type of fuel is burnt, a lot of different chemicals are produced and released into the air. They then mix with water in the clouds and they come down with the rain. That's why a lot of times people say it's not a good idea to go and drink the water coming down from the sky. Here's a picture to show you acid rain formation. As you can see, you have the gas coming out of the air pollution coming up, coming into the clouds, and it's coming back down into acid rain to the ground. Gets into our rivers, our grass, our trees, and everything else. It's not the acid rain that comes down is not acidic enough to burn your skin, but it's very harmful to the environment. So I don't want y'all, freaking out going, oh my goodness, I'm going to get hurt. No, it doesn't hurt. It's not bad enough to hurt you, but it does hurt our environment. And we need our environment, of course. So here's a difference. The left branch shows needles lost in coloration due to acid rain. So I'm going to go through the pictures pretty quickly. You have this so you can go through the slides as much as you like. The main source of acid rain is smoke from factories. I don't know if you've been driving down the road and you've seen a factory and those big old puffs of smoke that comes out. That sends pollution into our air, and that is what causes our acid rain. Germany is a top manufacturing country, so it sends a lot of stuff into the air. But the bad part about it is that Germany's economy depends on these factories. Cars and buses also produce harmful gases as well. Acid rain can affect trees in several different ways. It dissolves and washes away the nutrients and minerals in the soil. It causes the release of harmful substances such as aluminum into soils. Aluminum is not good. Yes, we use it in our house for wrapping food and stuff, but we never eat it and we don't consume it, which is the same thing. Acid rain has destroyed nearly half of the Black Forest. This has really harmed Germany's economy because one of its major natural resources is timber, and we learned that just the other day. Now, I know I'm going fast through the slides, but remember, you can pause this at any time if you need to take the notes down. So here's a picture of the Black Forest in Germany. As you can tell, it has pretty much been destroyed from the acid rain. Acid rain causes the water in rivers and lakes to become more acidic, which causes fish to die out as well as other animals that drink from these waters. It can also cause people to face harmful health hazards because the rain contaminates the drinking water and freshwater reservoirs. All right, so here's some more information about the effects of acid rain. I'll let you read that yourselves because you're grown kids, so I know you can read this to yourselves. Here I thought this picture was very interesting. On the left, you can clearly see the statue of the woman. You can see her eyes, her face, her nose, her mouth, and even the waves in her hair. But on the right, due to the acid rain, it's literally like the acid rain has washed away everything. You can't even see her eyes, her nose. You can barely see where her hair might have been, and her face has been completely washed away, but you can still see where the outline of her face. Germany's solution to acid rain is for power plants that use water power are replacing coal burning factories. So instead of having coal burning into the air, they're using water now to power them. They're also using wind turbines and solar powers for new types of energy. And Germany's government has passed laws to help reduce emission from cars and factories. And it's not just Germany. We do that too. There are laws these days that we have to go have what's called an emission test done on our cars. And if our car does not pass the emissions test, then we cannot drive our car. All right, air pollution in the United Kingdom. Many of the world's largest and most industrialized countries are in Europe. Paris, ooh, I love Paris, London, Berlin, Rome, and Amsterdam. These cities tend to have a lot of factories, a lot of traffic, and produce a lot of air pollution. A country that has been greatly affected by this problem is the UK. Remember, we talked about how 7 million people alone live in London. UK's population is in the millions. So here's your London Bridge, and no, it's not falling down. Um, the word smog was first used in 1905 to describe air in London as thick fog and smoke. Thick London smog happened when sunlight acts on the gases from factory or automobile exhaust, or when water in the air mixes with smoke particles. Thus, you get smog. We get smog these days, and we get what's called a smog alert. That lets us know how bad the air quality is. This is a picture of smog. As you can see, the picture is not really clear. It's kind of hazy, so that's why we call it smog. In the past, a major source of air pollution was smoke from burning coal in factories, just like in Germany. The air quality in the UK became diminishing due to the smoke and air pollutants emanated from the burning coal. Today, exhaust from automobiles is the biggest problem. Remember, the UK is crammed full of people. These are factories. These are the coal being burned into the air, which is doing a lot of damage and causing lots of air pollution. Again, this is all your traffic in London. You can see by this how busy the streets really are and how much exhaust and fumes go into the air just from this picture. Some effects from air pollution. People can get asthma and pneumonia. Air pollution tends to burn the lungs, nose, and eyes and endangers human life. When air pollution levels are high, children, sick people, and the elderly have to stay inside to avoid breathing the hazardous air. For example, if the air quality is at a high alert and the news lets us know, my grandmother cannot go outside because she's unable to catch her breath. Again, here's another picture of smog. You have the low-hanging clouds mixed with your fog and your smoke. Air pollution also harms our vegetation. Remember, plants need air just like we do to live. So if the air is polluted, it can damage our vegetation. When vegetation gets damaged, it can lower our production and crops. Lowering our production and crops means that people's income can drop as well. Again, Remember that you can pause these slides to continue taking your notes. I'm just going at this pace because I'm talking as I'm recording this. Starting in the 1950s, UK government has created a smokeless zone in London where only smokeless fuels could be used. Smokeless fuels are your diesels. Electricity also has been used in factories and homes. Laws has been created that require automobile makers to build cars that produce less exhaust. Again, diesels do that, and you also have your hybrid cars. People have been asked to drive less, and they're encouraged to use public transportation or walk. You also see a lot of people on bicycles or even using motorcycles. All right. So, what is Europe doing to fix these problems exactly? In Western Europe, nations are trying to lessen pollution. They are spending more money in research to find new ways to produce power that causes less environmental damage. In Eastern Europe, few nations are researching new technologies because they have less money. Many countries in Europe are members of a group called the European Union. Since its formation in 1993, the European Union has passed policies designed to fight acid rain, improve air quality, and restrict toxic waste and reduce pollution. Nuclear disasters in Chernobyl. I'm actually going to stop this video right here because I'm running out of time in my thing. I will pick back up in just a moment, and you'll have two different videos.